Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Hall. You may call me Dr. Kennard. This is the Disappointed Cat Morning Show. We've been talking about Nazis for quite a while. Actually, I've been writing about Nazis, making fun of Nazis for quite a while on my blog, Laughing in Disbelief. And there's a particular funny incident that occurred with some Nazis here in the States. But first, I want to talk about Omar Bradley and the difference between amateurs and professionals. Amateurs study tactics, professionals study logistics. This seems to be a problem with Nazis, everyone. I don't want to go into a deep dive on the Eastern Front, Russia, in World War II, but the Germans knew. The Germans knew that once they got 500 kilometers into Russia, things would go sideways pretty quickly. No roads, no trains, because the train system in Russia didn't match up with the German train system. So the logistics were just one of the elements of the inevitable Nazi implosion on the Eastern Front during World War II. And it seems like Nazis are mostly muscle and not a lot of brains. Right? This is a pretty consistent theme. Because think about it. The nature of fascism is that it controls thoughts. It controls violently the amount of voices in a given society. So there can't be a free market of ideas. Fascists ultimately are, and this is just going to be common sense microphone, fascists are not even evil capitalists. Fascists are more muscle than brain. And that's what brings us to this story here. Links in the description below, everyone. White supremacists stage bizarro rally in downtown DC, find themselves stranded. It appears like they didn't have the transportation set up properly. Am I muted? I think it might just be you, Tesla Ranger. See, I look at the chat every once in a while I'm ranting about Nazis. Every once in a while. They use different gauges of track. That's right, Big Zebra. I got to keep on with this story. I got to keep on keeping on because this show lasts until 9:25. And then we do the after party after show at 9:30 that goes for an hour. So white supremacists stage bizarre rally in downtown DC, find themselves stranded. Why? Because they just didn't get the transportation properly organized. Washington, D.C., a group of white supremacists stormed through downtown D.C. on Saturday evening, bearing American flags and mildly menacing plastic shields while marching to the beat of a snare drum down the steps of Lincoln Memorial. But after chanting aggressively about their plans to reclaim America, their intended show of force stalled spectacularly when they lost their ride. While the group had marched through the city with threatening chants about their plan to reclaim America, by the end of the night, it was not even clear how they intended to reclaim their U-Haul. Were they stranded in the dark? Were they stranded in the cold? Yes. Yes, they were. As Patriot Front's leader, Thomas Rousseau, man, that kid got beaten up a lot with a last name. I think he came up in Texas. Last name like Rousseau? No wonder he's a Nazi. He probably got his ass kicked like a ton of times. Spoke besides the Capitol reflecting pool, bystanders booed. Asked about the reason for the march, Rousseau said, "Our demonstrations are an exhibition of," he can't speak very well, that's why he couldn't say the word exhibition, "of our unified capability to organize, to show our strength, not as brawlers or public nuisances, but as men carrying these shitty little plastic shields, illustrating a message and seeking an America that more closely resembles the interests of its true people." They're not talking about Native Americans, the true people, the white people, the inbred white people. That's what the fascists think. You ever think that fascists, Nazis in particular, it's no wonder they don't like evolution. Because as soon as you start talking about pure bloods, you start realizing exactly like how many genetic issues come across there. So it's no wonder that the Nazis, once again, less on the brainy side. At the end of the night, the march ended in a logistical anticlimax. No arrests were made at the Arlington Memorial Bridge, where the demonstration wound down, and DC Police Lieutenant Jason Bagshaw told the Daily Beast that the cops, summoned riot gear, were on the scene, simply waiting for people to leave. They just want people to go home. You know, you did your little cosplay. You did your little 19. When was the beer hall push? You know, the first attempted overthrow of the legitimate German government. I think it was the 1923, but don't quote me on that. That is when it became clear that more than 24 members of the white supremacist group could not leave, as they were apparently stranded. We'll just call them von Paulus's Sixth Army. Oh man, so many deep World War II references here. Members of the group had waited on a one-way roundabout to depart in one of the U-Hauls they had used to transport themselves for the rally, but the large rented moving van could not fit them all. So many of them were forced to wait in 45-degree darkness as the bulky orange vehicle made multiple trips over the course of nearly 3 hours. As the group finally departed, one police officer yelled, "Whose shield is that?" after one white supremacist apparently left his plastic shield behind. God bless America, everyone. Going to check out the chat. 30 comments in the chat. We're going to be talking about the Eastern Front. I don't know. They did not see that coming. They did not. They did not see that coming. Beer hall putsch. Here we go. 1923. Crushed it. 1923. Thank you. All right, everyone. Let's check out. You know, Tesla Ranger, I'm sorry to hear that. I know that you're vaccinated. Is your mom and your brother vaccinated too? I am sorry. You know, there's a lot of people coming down with breakthrough infections. What's up, Big Zebra? Hope you're doing well this morning. Good morning, Wild Eden, Tots, and Piers, Tesla Ranger, Big Zebra. Good morning, Laughing Male Atheist. Good morning. You know, who, you know, reclaim America. But this is common for fascism, everyone. A common theme for fascism is that there is this halcyon age, this lost golden age that the present day fascists have to reach for, they have to reclaim from the traitors. All right, let's see. What's up, Scott Duke? What's up, Sean? Glad to see that you're around. Did you guys see my short? It was like only 12 seconds long, but it was on. I dropped it last night. And it's all about the Holy Spirit Activate. I don't know if you know the song. I've been watching TikTok enough for it to irritate the crap out of me. But it's the most recent download on this channel. Like I said, quick, if you could upload it, that would be great. Jessi Bear, you can hear me. Great. What's up, Tobin? God, Nazis are incompetent, learning nothing from Napoleon. American Nazis are dumb. Yes. It seems like Nazis, American style, seem to even be more stupid than the classic Nazis. I'm just glad I don't monetize my channel, everyone, because I keep dropping the N-bomb, the Nazi word, so much that I would think that the algorithm would just punish me. Simply Secular Dave from the West Coast. Good morning. I dare drink. Yes, Dave. Oh, you saw that. I saw Holy Spirit Activate. It was awesome. I'm hoping to make more videos like that. Holy Spirit Activate. My brother was vaxxed the same day as me, and we were planning to get the booster Saturday. Yep. My mom is anti-mask and anti-vaxxer since about 20 months ago. Well, I hope your brother will probably be okay since he's been vaxxed. But I hope your mom does okay. And I hope, once she pulls through, she sees the light and gets vaccinated. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, we got the girlfriend and I, we got our boosters as quickly as possible. Maybe I got my booster a little bit earlier than I quote unquote should have. Maybe, perhaps. All right, everyone. Are we going to do the halftime Tummy Rip show? We've talked about Nazis. Let's do some cat stuff, right? Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. Cats? Yeah, we're doing cats.
Look at this distinguished gentleman. Look at the way he is sitting. Yes, very distinguished. I see.
My cat Biscuit would not do well in that bubble. I think you have to bubble train a cat to be able to do this. We're going to show it again.
Look at this distinguished gentleman. Look at the way he is sitting. Yes, very distinguished. I see.
I don't know how you bubble train a cat. I think there should be a YouTube video about that. Jessi Bear, I know that you and your family were hit with bubble cat, with COVID. I hope you're doing well too. Hope your cough is better. All right, we got to get back to business. We'd be talking about cats all day. Let's do something. What's the next story? Oh, here we go. Tennessee court. This is a bit of good news, everyone. Tennessee court grants new trial for black man after all-white jury deliberated in room with Confederate symbols. They also, the battle flag, and I believe it was a lovely picture of Jefferson Davis, traitor-in-chief, president of the treacherous states, the Confederate States of America. All right, let's do this thing. A black man whose fate was decided by an all-white jury who deliberated in a room containing Confederate symbols will receive a new trial after a Tennessee's criminal appeals court ruling. Tim Gilbert was sentenced in 2020 to 6 years in prison for aggravated assault and other charges connected with a 2018 altercation. But Gilbert and his attorney argued the symbols on display at the Giles County Courthouse, the jury's racial makeup, and specific evidence allowed violated his right to a fair trial. Now, look, you don't have to be a psychologist to guess if you have a bunch of white people in a Confederate-friendly room deciding a black man's fate, that maybe they're primed to be, what's the word for today? Nazis. That's right, microphone. If you're in a courtroom with a Confederate flag, with a battle flag, with a portrait of Jefferson Davis, you're all white, you're deciding the fate of a black man, then maybe you're primed to be a Nazi or to act in a Nazi congruent way. Unbeknownst to Gilbert or his attorney at the time of the trial, the jury considered whether Gilbert was innocent or guilty in a room where antique Confederate flag and a portrait of Confederate President Jefferson Davis hung. Yep. Jeffy Davis, the battle flag. And there are probably a lot of people that's like, well, I don't see what the problem is with that. Well, that's because you're probably one of the All Lives Matter people and not one of the Black Lives Matter people. So this is good news. Overall, this is good news that this man, what's his name, Mr. Gilbert, is getting another trial. Cryptameria, this is scary. I can't believe this still goes on. Well, you go into different areas of this country, of the United States of America, and let's not forget, until the Civil War ended, people referred to the United States of America in plural form. So it wasn't like people considering it to be, linguistically one singular entity. People spoke of the United States of America like they might speak of, and here's another old school reference, like the Holy Roman Empire, a confederation of states, a loosely bound federation of states. But after the Civil War, people started talking about the United States of America as a singular entity, a singular political entity. And that kind of, and once again, the way how states differ it shows the innate weakness of the federal government. How are traitor flags allowed in any legal institution unless as evidence of a hate crime? I think some people would say tradition. It's our tradition. How was that allowed to even go forward? You know, there is, and I don't know if you get this microphone, is that we get the perception that that the lunatics are in charge of the asylum pretty much in some states. I'm looking at you, Tennessee, looking at you. Oh, the girlfriend. Hello, girlfriend. How are you? It was like the backpack I once saw a cat in a bubble and you wear it in your front. Yes, I don't think our cat would do very well in a bubble. The cat doesn't even like being in a car. Hey, what's up, Rage? We had a saying in the South, a saying you hear your whole life, the South will rise again. And that is the heritage they want back. Well, you know, once again, the South will rise again. It is innately fascist. Once again, fascists believe in some kind of hallowed past that was taken away from them. There is this innate sense of grievance, right? There's an innate sense of grievance that powers their midbrains. Very proud of my Yankee ancestors bringing that flag down. People need to stop with the BS. Well, I agree with you. Whenever, you know, in the town that my kids grew up in, there is a statue of a Union soldier. And every once in a while, I would point out to them, you see, we're in a part of the country that we're the good guys. And in this situation, we happen to win. The good guys won. Other parts of the country, they have statues of the baddies up. How do you bubble train a cat? Start with one bubble and one hamster. Oh, I understand. All right, everyone. We got to be serious. We got another story here about Mr. Cuomo getting fired from CNN. Man, you know, I was listening to people talking about this on NPR, local radio station. Jim Brody, Marjorie Egan, and they had a media expert on, and they're like, this is just basic 101 stuff about Chris Cuomo, knowing that he was clearly breaking his contract with CNN by helping his brother. Let's take a look at the story, everyone. And now he's fired, you know? And it was a stupid and irresponsible move by him. Chris Cuomo officially terminated from CNN following an investigation. He was suspended the other day. It was fairly predictable that he was going to get fired. It was predictable that he was going to get fired, and he did officially. The journalist, who is the brother of Andrew Cuomo, by the way, if you don't know who Andrew Cuomo is, he's the gropey person, now deposed politician. All right, who was suspended indefinitely from the news network in November after it was uncovered that he had advised former governor of New York following multiple accusations of sexual misconduct. The Department of Justice is currently investigating the sexual harassment claims made against the former New York leader. While Andrew stepped down from public office in August, he was replaced by Katie. I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name, Kathy Hochul. I guess I've just pronounced it or mispronounced it. Cuomo kept his job at CNN and sidestepped coverage of Andrew's controversy due to familial conflict of interest. However, it came to light that Cuomo had used his close ties to his brother's defense. Many employees at CNN were angry he still maintained his role in the network. You know, and the thing is, even Eric Trump, everyone, even he knew to use a burner phone when he was communicating on the shady, on January 6th. Even he knew to use a burner phone. So his hands weren't covered with guilt. Not Mr. Cuomo. The fact that Chris Cuomo wasn't fired over his inappropriate conflict of interest is actively affecting a news story is not only irresponsible of CNN, but also a disgrace to journalism. Now, CNN has terminated Cuomo's employment as they have determined that the longtime TV personality inappropriately uses influence and resources as a journalist to gather information about Andrew's accusers. Chris Cuomo was suspended earlier this week pending further evaluation of new information that came to light about his involvement with his brother's defense. We retained a blah, blah, blah. He is on his fucking ass. That's about it. He's on his ass. And if you've seen anything that Chris Cuomo has said, he has done the typical Republican thing and has said, it wasn't that bad. And he's tried to downplay it, push it aside on his own podcast. But he's out of a job. And that's a good thing. Checking out the chat. Took too long. Yes, Rage. It took way too long to fire him. It did. But I'm happy they did. I had. Let's see. What else is going on? Well, this is the arrogance of the Cuomos is a representation of a failure of the Democratic Party and why Republicans have such an easy time turning people away from the Dems. Yeah, the good thing, and I will say this. One, getting rid of Cuomo, getting rid of both Cuomos. Excellent. And if they were Republicans, one of them might be running for president right now. Or maybe they certainly wouldn't be kicked out of the Republican Party if they were Republicans, right? I mean, we just have to look at how the Republican leadership has dealt with Marjorie Taylor Greene, with Matt Gaetz, with Lauren Boebert. And if anything, those people have become more popular with the horrible things that they've done. So there is a difference. There is a difference between Democrats and Republicans in terms of the parties. All right. You want to do some more cats? We're running down to the end of the show. Show ends in 2.5 minutes? Let's do some more cats.
Hey, let me see that pic before you post it, man. Let me see that pic. Let me see that. Which one? The second one? The second one? All right, let me. Nah, take it again, man. Hey, don't post that pic.
So yes, that was a cat video. It just happened to be a big cat video. So once again, thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you for contributing to the show. Were you here early? Did you see the Nazis? A couple of Nazis were posting, doing typical Nazi stuff. Got rid of them. Just banned them from the channel. Because this is the adult version of YouTube, everyone. This is the adult version. Then if you're a Nazi and if you want to watch and be quiet and learn something, then you can. Be happy, right? You might have learned something about World War II at the very least, and about how the United States of America really didn't defeat Germany in World War II. It was more the Russians. Well, painful things to know. If this is your first pass at World War II history, that might be a bitter pill if you're a Nazi, right? I don't know. Okay, after party, after show at 9:30. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about, to tell you the truth. Once again, no ads on this show. No ads on the after party, after show. It is all due to YouTube members, patrons, people who throw me shekels on my Venmo and PayPal account, which I appreciate. Will I talk more about the secret project I'm working on? Sure. I might talk about that in the after party, after show. So, hey, going to check out the chat one more time before signing off. Rage says, I agree. The left don't let the shit stand. So the Dems, when it gets found out, are forced by the base to take action. The right doesn't have that. Yep. All right. On that note, I'm going to throw down the thank you video, and I'll see you all at 9:30. Well, some of you, hopefully at 9:30. Link in the description if you want to be on the panel, everyone.